Over the last 25 years, I've been using the medium of sculpture to raise awareness of the convergence of scientific rationalism and the mystic. G'day, my name is Barbara Wolf. Welcome to My Kidney and Other Animals. I've put on this exhibition for Transplant Australia to celebrate the 50th anniversary of kidney transplantation. And this is my brother John Wolf, who is on the kidney donor waiting list. This series of brilliant works on paper represents my changing feelings over the course of being tested to be a kidney donor for my brother John. My feelings ranged from doubt, apprehension, obviously fear, love, and finally disappointment when I was found that I wasn't a good match for him, and then also feelings of gratitude and relief when I knew that I wasn't going to have surgery after all. Here is my piece, X-Ray Heart Sutra. It is a divorce or paradigm split using a 1940s binocular microscope sourced from an old Zeiss catalogue. I've been using the image of a light microscope as an avatar or stand-in for embodied experience for 25 years. Follows in the footsteps of Rodin's The Kiss and Brancusi's block with the cut down the middle and the eye in the middle that is kind of like union and cell division. Though my kiss is more like a divorce. All the anatomical detail in there. In my teaching practice, I was teaching students cutaway machines of the suburban dreaming, and they were looking at Arnhem Land X-ray bark paintings of kangaroos or emus and how you can look inside and see all the organs. And in that unit I was also getting them to imagine cutting open domestic appliances and including bits and pieces that they might see in cutaway diagrams of spaceships or other diagrams of the insides of bodies. And so this piece grew out of that practice with the students. My dad gave me a light microscope for my 13th birthday when we were growing up in Frankfurt. I'm fascinated by its figure-like attributes and introspective form. To me it looks much like someone meditating. In 1991, my large microscope, Rodin's The Shrinker, was shown on the front steps of the Art Gallery of New South Wales. The mirror between the legs of the scope reflected an engraving in the plate glass of the objective table of a thinker-like figure. During the 90s, in my post-punk phase, I explored the then quite new genre of morph-target 2D and 3D computer animation. In two other bronze sequences of figurines I produced, Fuck You Plato and The Fontenelle Closes, these works owe a huge debt to the Swiss genius of the maths and art crossover, M.C. Escher. In the first sequence, the thinker emerges from a series of platonic solids and becomes obsessed with his penis, which he observes through a magnifying glass. Then, via a microscope, it morphs into a rearing horse, symbol of the rebellious irrational, before melting back into a clay-like substance. In The Fontenelle Closes, the microscope undergoes a cubist transformation into an African Madonna and Child, reflecting my own preoccupations as a young mother. The form of a light microscope always reminded me of a meditating figure. I was teaching a group of school kids about Arnhem Land bark painting, where you see a sacred totemic animal in very compressed compositions and with their insides and clan designs shimmering in ochre. I was getting them to imagine cutting open machines such as vacuum cleaners or domestic irons. I showed them a lot of cutaway diagrams as well as this advert for Olympus microscopes. The Heart Sutra is the main prayer of Buddhism. The 5 skandhas or aggregates that the Buddha deeply penetrated in his meditation are: 1. Form or matter. 2. Sensation. We judge it pleasant or unpleasant or neutral in a fraction of a second. 3. Perception or discrimination. Is it a pattern that we recognize? Does it have repetition? Does it form a signal that we can make meaning of? 4. Mental formation. Impulses, volition, mental habit, addiction, opinions, compulsions and decisions all arise from this. And the 5th is consciousness, which is to be able to discern and transcend the skandhas underlying that. These yoga scopes arose quite naturally from the previous work, after spending a year practicing Tantra with a housemate. Yoga is the physical preparation for meditation, so here I've bent a light microscope into a few key Hatha yoga postures. I used Jessie Chapman's excellent photo book, Yoga for Inner Strength, for the little reference figures in the background, because I wanted to place the works clearly on the beach at Byron Bay and immersed in the ochre of the Australian landscape.